What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy. Something. Hit the keys. Here today to do a quick review and demonstration over Augmented Yangtze by Arturia. Now, make sure if you guys do like this content, though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell, so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. With no further delay, let's get right into this plugin, baby. Whoosh. Hit the key. All right, guys, so as we see here, traditional instruments reinvented, Augmented Yangtze or Yangtze or Yangtze, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it, unites the unique essence of traditional Chinese instruments with the RAN power of synthesis. I think this is supposed to say the raw power of synthesis. Granted, I'm on this page like a week before the plugin actually drops. So what's in this thing? It's a few different instruments. So we'll scroll down here and it's going to be 6 different instruments combined together. So I might mispronounce these instruments because I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce them, but it's a Iru, which is a 2-string bow instrument. It's a Pipa, which is a 4-string plucked instrument, a Guggen, which is a 7-string zither, a bass DZ, which is a bamboo style flute. I'm not sure if that's called Zhao, but it's also a bamboo flute. And then you have a Yangtze, which is a hammered dulcimer. So these are all the tools that are going to be in this. All right, so when we hop into FL Studio and we check this thing out, it is going to look like this. So it's going to look like all of the other augmented plugins in Arturia series. This is probably the 5th one now. So in this demonstration, I'm not going to go through every single dial because there's a bunch of demonstrations on the augmented series. What I want to do for you guys is I'm going to play a demo beat. I'm going to go through a bunch of the presets and I'm going to go through some of the cool stuff so you can really get a good sound demo on the instrument. So I made a little sample beat as always, using Augmented Yangtze on basically everything. So I used 7 different instances of Augmented Yangtze. This isn't all the way mixed down, but let's go. All right, guys, so that's a little sample beat that I cooked up for you guys today. Let's go ahead and hop back into Augmented Yangtze and check this thing out a little bit more. So when you open this thing up, it is going to look like this. So as you can see here on the front page, you're going to get control over different effects macros. You're going to get control over reverb, delay, color, time, and motion. This thing's going to come with 200 different presets on it. It's also got this advanced menu right here that allows you to hop under the hood. As you hop under the hood, you see here, you've got 2 different layers. So all these sounds are going to have 2 different layers of sounds, and you can change the layer of sound if you want to. Obviously, you can see right here, you can change it by coming into here and picking whatever sound it is that you want to use to change it with. You get all kinds of different controls on this thing. So you get like ADSR controls, you get control over your width, you get filter controls down here, you get LFO controls down here. So as you can see here, you can route the LFOs wherever it is that you want. All you have to do is just drag them and take them to wherever it is that you want them to be. You got more control over your LFOs over here. And so it gets pretty deep in controls too, because you have some function controls right here. Then you also have some like random controls. So it allows you to change like the randomness of the LFO. And then you have some keys controls. So you can control the velocity, the aftertouch, the mod wheel, and the keyboard. Next to that, you have an arpeggiator. So the arpeggiator is really easy to use, as you can see. I mean, it's really easy to use. And then if I was to turn it on and push play, and so that's just on this original sound. The original sound sounded like this. Then you also have effects over here. So you got a bunch of different effects that you can go through. You can layer 2 different effects on each layer. And so these are the effects. You're going to have a multi-filter, parametric EQ, compressor, distortion, bit crusher, chorus, a Juno chorus, stereo pan, phaser, flanger, reverb, digital delay, pitch shift delay, and tape delay. So those are a lot of different effects that you can add on, which, obviously is pretty solid there as well. And then you also have control over your macros. So setting up your macros, controls, and all that stuff over here. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do for you guys is I'm going to come back over here to the main menu for just one moment. So let me hit this advanced button. And then I'm going to push play, and I'm going to turn up some of this effects, some of this color, some of this time, just so you can see what just the front page on these sounds can do by just turning some of these knobs, how it can change the sound up completely. So this was one of the sounds that I used in the beat. This was actually the first sound that I found for the beat. So you can hear how easily that quickly changed up the way that things sounded. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty cool, pretty good tool, because it's really like you're getting more than one preset per preset, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do real quick for you guys is I'm going to kind of go through all the sounds that I used in my beat, and then I'm going to go through kind of like some of the presets so you can hear what they sound like too as well. So then this was the second sound that I used, just this dark ARP, and it sounded like this. All right, and then this was the third sound that I used. Then this was the fourth sound that I used. And with this sound right here, this is the only sound in the whole entire beat that I put different effects on. And I'll let you hear what it sounds like with the effects on and with the effects off. But this is what it sounds like with the effects on. All I did was throw like a little filter on there and a little bit of reverb, but this is what it sounds like without the filter and the reverb. So, pretty solid addition to the beat. And then this was the fifth sound that I used. Then this was the sixth sound that I used. It's cool how these sounds evolve too. I'm going to go ahead and go through the morph and some effects on this sound for you guys. So again, that can change up the sound really quickly. And then this was the last sound that I used out of this plugin for that beat. All right, guys, so what I want to do for you guys now is I'm just going to go through some of the presets. As I go through some of the presets, I'm going to turn some of the dials so you can hear the change in the sound. I'm not even going to hold y'all. I absolutely love this plugin already. I know this isn't the end of the review and it's not time for me to give my final thoughts yet, but I'm loving these sounds. I'm not even going to hold y'all. So we're going to go ahead and hop in here. I've got a few random patterns that I put together. So they're just some random melodies and some chords and stuff. But this is just a melody. I'm going to push play and then I'm going to run through these sounds. You're not going to tell me that don't sound hard. solid sounds in here. So then as we're looking through here, these are going to be all of your categories. So you're going to have your winds acoustic, winds hybrid, bowed strings, pluck strings, bass, keys, leads. You're going to have some sequences, some pads, and some sound effects down here as well. Let's go ahead and check out some of these sequences. Probably better if I just push the keyboard down these. That's kind of fire. Yo, I'm just pushing down a chord on that one, so that's just a chord, 3 notes. Solos are pretty fire. Some of these sound effects are fire too. So those sound effects sound pretty good. And then we have just some really solid flutes and stuff in this thing. So let's go ahead and scroll back up to the top. Winds acoustic, like this Don Fleeting. I mean, so that's a bunch of the sounds in the plugin. Basically, that's what I got for you guys today. What are my final thoughts on Augmented Yangtze or Yangtze? I think that it's absolutely solid. If you're looking for something that's going to have that Eastern sound, something that's going to have that sound of like Chinese instruments and stuff like that, this is definitely a solid tool. As we know, Arturia makes some of the best plugins out there, so you know the sound quality of it's going to be great. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, just a good tool. I'd recommend it. You know, check it out. Make sure if you guys do like this content, though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe to that notification bell, so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. Appreciate you guys' time as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Some, hit the key.